And joining me now is the rock legend, Alice Cooper, who plays Herod in the musical. So this is not entirely new to you. You played the role 20 years ago, but how does the King of Shock Rock end up in a musical on NBC again?
Well, Tim Rice and Andrew, I think, knew that when I did the original one, they liked the way I handled it. They liked the way that the character was a little bit more threatening than the original one. And I think that's what they were looking for. So in this role, I think it's the same thing. They want the Alice character to play Herod a little bit more threatening. And the more threatening you get, the more chance you have of actually blowing it, which is what I think that they want Herod to end up being kind of foolish looking in front of Jesus. Even though he thinks that he's on top of this situation, he really isn't at all. Jesus is in control by not saying anything.
So this is such an iconic show, such an iconic rock opera. What goes through your mind as you're preparing for something like this?
You almost have to look at it the same way you take on any part. I played Freddy Krueger's father in a movie where I had to be a Southern, really horrible father that's just a drunk, and I had to really start thinking like that, and not thinking like Alice Cooper. In this, I have to think like a very confused sort of Herod, who thinks everything's about him, and is really kind of terrified of Jesus, and at the same time he's being run by the Roman Empire, so he doesn't really know where he is. He's the king, but he's really not the king. So I like the fact that he's that conflicted.
And I saw that Freddy Krueger movie. You did a great job in that. So other than the show being on NBC and being live, how will this version of Jesus Christ Superstar be any different from the other versions that we've seen? Because it's been around for almost 50 years.
Well, when you see it generally, you're seeing a cinematography kind of view of it. This is going to be more of a concert. This is going to be sort of like you watching a live Broadway show, but it rocks. It's a concert. And everybody up there, the major people that are in their roles are all experts at this. John Legend controls his stage when he's on stage, and so does Victor, in Hamilton, and so does Sarah, in Waitress. And of course, when I do my show, Alice is the main character. So I think all of us are just applying all of that experience into this, but playing parts that we're not used to playing.
Now, you mentioned some other people in the cast, and there are some heavyweights here. You have Grammy Award winner John Legend, you have Sara Bareilles, who's on Broadway right now, and then yourself. So what has it been like to work with that group?
Well, I think everybody's very cooperative because they realize who the characters are. John has got this natural, ethereal quality that Jesus had. Jesus had this quality that he didn't have to defend himself, because he knew who he was. So while everybody was trying to prove that he wasn't the Son of God, he was very sure that he was. And so he didn't really have to, defend himself. Whereas all of us are trying to just, doing everything we can to get him to break and to make him look silly. While doing that, we end up looking silly because, we're so involved with our own egos. That's what the character brings, and that's what I think it's fun to play that kind of character.
Well, we cannot wait to see it. I'm certainly looking forward to it, and I'm sure that I'm not alone. Thank you so much for giving us your time.
Well, thank you.